You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. All right, folks, let's talk about this story here, which is pretty interesting, and that is in Los Angeles. Remember the video we showed you of the cop just wailing on this homeless man? Now this officer, okay, this took place in April. Prosecutors say he has now been charged with felony assault. Frank Hernandez is set to be arraigned on Thursday. Prosecutors say Hernandez and his partner responded to a call of a trespasser at a vacant lot on April 27th. And during that confrontation between the police and the victim, Hernandez illegally punched the unarmed man more than a dozen times in the head, neck, and body. Hernandez was stripped of all police powers. The LAPD says the complaint and use of force investigations are nearing completion. I think it's pretty damn clear what the hell he did, Cleo.
It is pretty damn clear, but as you know, that hasn't mattered until recently. I wanted to just say, because I didn't get a chance to say it last time, because I tend to be interrupted, is that I'm glad that things are as they are. I'm glad that police brutality is on the chopping block. I'm glad that HR 7120 exists, even though I'm not sure it's comprehensive enough. But yeah, I mean, with that, I saw that beating, and that beating was pretty obviously wrong. And now we all know that it's wrong, and supposedly the whole country is in working with each other to resolve it. But I still say that it wasn't for Trump being as ridiculous as he is, COVID locking folks up, and unemployment and people's personal frustrations, the crowds would be so big. But I'm glad they're big. Whatever it's going to take to save black lives, I'm down with it.
Robert, again, that video, and this is where video absolutely matters. In fact, here's the body cam footage. You can go to it right now.
Ben! Fuck you, bitch!
Right there, I need a backup.
Come on, then. Fucker! What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Quit, motherfucker! Quit! Fuck you! What the fuck is wrong with you, motherfucker? What the fuck's wrong with you, motherfucker? What is wrong with you, dumb? Shut the fuck up!
Can you put your hands behind your back, please?
You're not cooperating. You're gonna get hit again. Get on the fucking ground. Get on the fucking ground. Go and tase the man. Get on the fucking ground.
We got backup coming right now. Come on. Come on. Put your hands behind your back.
Shut the fuck up,
man.
Put your hands. Who are you, dog? Shut the fuck up. What the fuck is wrong with you, my boy? Shut the fuck up. What the fuck is wrong with you, dog? Shut the fuck up.
That's the body camera footage there, Scott.
Wow.
And you hear the officer, Frank. No. Officer, she needed to grab him and say, stop.
Right. Who are these police departments
They're
giving
thugs.
guns and badges to?
Right. I mean, that dude was just wailing on that dude. And remember, the initial video, thank goodness for the body camera video, because with the body camera video, we actually hear the audio. But you got to remember, this was the, I'm trying to see, was this the video here? Well, this is another video. No, it's not it. Let me try to find. This was the initial video that was shot across the street. Go to it.
Oh!
Now, you saw right there. Keep the video going. So you saw where the officer grabs his shade, throws it on the ground. He keeps wailing. And the female officer, she's just standing back, just like, all right, I'm not going to get involved in this. And so now you got to see a chance to see both of those videos. Scott, these are the kind of thugs you got out there. I'm sorry. Immediate firing. Investigation is near. The investigation is near the completion. This was April 27th.
I'm shocked. I've never seen that video.
Yeah. We ran it when it happened.
It was a street fight. It wasn't a cop with a badge and a gun and the American flag. It was a street fight. He just went into street fight mode. The guy couldn't get on the ground because he was getting his butt kicked and hit in the back of the head. What is this? See, here's the thing, Roland. You go from the academy and graduating from the academy to protect and serve, and your first day on the job. How does he get from his first day on the job to that, which has nothing to do with protecting and serving? See, what the bill, the federal bill that we've been discussing does not do, at least I haven't seen it and I've read the bill. Who are they giving guns and badges to? What is the psychological testing to root out racists or people who can't deal with stress? How often are we testing police officers? Certainly not on an annual basis or even biannual basis. How do you get from protected and serving to us against them and calling people on the street mopes and perps and animals and dogs, right? Because that's what they call you when they come into the complaint room of the prosecutor's office in New York and elsewhere. That's what we got to get to. We got to do this other stuff, necessary force, qualified immunity. We got to get rid of all of that, right? But it starts with who you hire.
But, right, Robert, real quick before I go to my next guest. Real quick, go.
Well, I think the issue to you is that we have to figure out what do we do in situations where there's not video. Because if you look at any lineup of mugshots after a Friday night or after a weekend on a Monday morning, about a quarter of the people brought in will look like they have just been in a street fight, as Scott said. So we have to find out, how do we protect people where there doesn't just happen to be a benevolent cameraman nearby? Do we just teach all black boys to have a drone overhead at all times in order to seek justice? We need to figure out what we can do to protect us when it's not on film, because trust me, it happens a lot more often than in film.
Well, but here's the
Ron,
problem.
let me tell you something.
Hold on, wait. Here's the issue, Cleo.
I want to say something too.
Here's the issue, Cleo, and this is
I got an answer.
I need everybody to breathe. I'm gonna get to you. Everybody breathe. Here's the issue here, and this is why I am not saying that body cams are the panacea, but the reason every police officer should have a body camera is because we saw that video of the body camera and heard the language the officer was using against this man. 2, in the case of Louisville, Breonna Taylor, cops did not have the body camera footage, so we don't get to see how they busted through the door and what happened inside. David McAtee, who was shot and killed by the Louisville police for breaking curfew, they forgot to turn their cameras on. The mayor fired the police chief because of that. I keep saying it should be in every city contract. If an officer does not turn on the dash cam and does not turn on the body camera, that should be immediate expulsion. No warnings, nothing. That's to protect, Cleo, somebody lying on the officer. Is to protect the public from a lying cop, because the cops lie in these police reports, Cleo.
Yep.
I absolutely agree that body cams should be mandatory and it should be illegal and should be a problem if police don't use them, and there should be some serious consequences. Absolutely. I also got to mention that there's people who were murdered on body cam because of the attitudes that Scott referenced earlier when he said, well, how do these people go from protecting and serving to being bullies? And I want Scott and all of us to understand that. I mean, I've been through police training. I know what the process consists of. And there's some people who become police so they can do what this guy has done.
Exactly.
That's why they become police.
Exactly.
And there has not been a very effective system to actually filter these people out, because a lot of the people in charge of these police systems have anti-black, unconscious or conscious perspectives. And sometimes this includes some of the black people. Like I said at the town hall that you did years ago, Roland, a lot of self-hating black men take these jobs and be acting out on black folks too. So what needs to be developed, which has not been developed, is a system to understand how internalized white supremacy works and how it becomes violence, and how people can either be disqualified from being cops based on some type of measure, and how they can put criteria in the training system to locate these people. Because again, some people become cops because they were little cowards in school and high school, and they were not as strong as the jock, and they're angry about all kinds of issues, including race and feelings of inadequacy, and they become cops to get a gun and be able to shoot and kill and act out the illusion of their being invincible and powerful.
Scott, your comment.
That, or as Robert says all the time, they have white supremacy views and they join the police force because they're members of the KKK. But this is what you do without a body cam. prosecutors, if they're doing their job, when you stand on a case for arraignment and they brought the defendant in and he's bruised up and looks like he's gotten his butt kicked by the police, whether he claims it or not, you describe what the defendant looks like on the record. So you preserve the record that just in case the police have acted violently or unreasonably, then you've got a record made, and you may, as the prosecutor, move against the police or throw the case out because of the police officer's bad conduct. I'd investigate that right after arraignment when I was in New York.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment. Ceek, of course, you know, black-owned company. Mary Spiel owns it. They have these wonderful headphones, 360-degree 4D headphones that are fantastic, unbelievable sound. We have a partnership with them, folks, where if you get these headsets, you can actually use your promo code to get a discount. And so what you should do is use RMVIP 2020, RMVIP 2020 for these particular headphones. They're absolutely fabulous. Sounds great. And again, when you buy these, you are supporting a black-owned company. Go to Ceek.com, CEEK.com. That's CEEK.com. Trust me, you will certainly enjoy what they sound like.